This video is sponsored by Win-Win Technology, your ultimate flight sim hardware solution, featuring the Orion hull test, current and future configurations.
Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well. We're cracking on with our naval conflict series. The next idea is 48. Forrestal versus Nimitz carrier. You guys want a carrier versus carrier battle. One being a Nimitz class group of year 2000s, one being the Forrestal, which was kind of 60s to 80s. Now, unfortunately, we can't run that because we don't have the necessary supporting naval vessels. We've got the Arleigh Burke destroyers and the Ticonderoga cruisers for the Nimitz class, but we don't have the relevant vessels for the Forrestal. So we can't do a direct confrontation. But this gives us an opportunity to run an age-old question that actually came from you guys. You guys very often say, Cap, why run the FA-18Cs, the Hornets, to defend the US carriers when you could have the mighty Tomcat, which is much better as a fleet defender? And I've never really had a chance to test that claim out. Which is the best fleet defender? The Hornet, not necessarily the Super Hornet, but the Hornet or the Tomcat? So let's go and find out. On the left, we have the Nimitz class carrier group. We've got a Nimitz there, and we've got 6 supporting vessels, Ticonderogas and Arleigh Burke destroyers and an AWACS. This is equipped with 20 FA-18Cs, 19 of them ace level AI, and one of them human. Say hello, Simba.
Hello.
All 20 Hornets are loaded with Murder Hornet style 10 AMRAAM Charlie 5s and 2 AIM-9X Hobbs. In terms of period, these are kind of early 2000 specs, say 2000, 2005, something like that. They are defending their fleet against the following: 270 nautical miles, about 300 miles away, are 12 Tu-22 80s, 90s aircraft carrying 3 kitchens each. That's 12 times 3 is what? 36 anti-ship kitchens coming in, low level, 270 nautical miles, which is where the AWACS spotted them. To support them, they have fast, high altitude 1980s interceptors, which are the MiG-25 PDs. 16 of them equipped with air-to-air medium range R-40 semi-active radar homing missiles. The bombers are going to go at 500 knots. They're going to get within about 70 nautical miles, about 80 miles of the carrier group, and fire their kitchens. The Foxbat are just going to charge in and take care of the air-to-air stuff. On the other side, we have the attack is exactly the same. So the attack is a crossover. It's something that could have been launched in the 80s or could have been launched in the 2000s. Symmetrical and identical. Defending fleet is a 1980s spec defending fleet. It has the same supporting vessels because that's all we've got, but the ship is the CV-59 Forrestal. Aboard are 20 F-14As. 19 are AI set to maximum skill level and 1 is damp. Say hello, damp.
Let's kick these tires and light these fires.
Equipped with 6 AIM-54A Mark 60 Phoenixes, bags, and Legacy AT Sidewinders. Also aboard are 19 A models. They're a slightly different model. Notice the terrible polygon rate, and this brings up another issue. I can't do this with the fancy model, the heat blur model F-14s. They do not work in this. We've asked it to be fixed and we've reported it, but it's still not working. So I've got to go back and use the 1990s Eagle Dynamics model. I'll explain why in a bit. They are carrying the best that this particular model can carry, or the only one this particular model can carry, which is the AIM-54C Mark 47. It's not quite as good as the Mark 60, but it's the best we can do. 6 of them, no bags, and 2 80s Legacy Sidewinders. They are tasked with taking off and going to exactly the same place as these guys, but symmetrical and defending the fleet. And the last thing to say is that we've set all of these aircraft to fire at their maximum range as fleet defense would do. So for instance, I've chosen Aerial 21. You can see air-to-air missile attack range is max range launch. I forced them to use the maximum kinematic range of their missile, which is what the Phoenix is all about. And as well as that, I've done the same for the Hornets. They're also set to fire at maximum range so that they don't have any disadvantage. And that is why we've had to use the Taki ED model, because that's the only one where the maximum range launches. The heat blur models AI don't work. You can set them to fire at maximum range. They don't work. They just fire at medium range. And I'm fed up of waiting. Let's get this done. Okay, guys, I've explained what the scenario is. It's simple. It's completely fair and equal. Predictions. What is going to win this? High technology, not Super Hornet technology, but early 2000s technology with AMRAAMs, modern missiles and lots of them, and a more modern radar, or pure power. The F-14 with the old TF-30 engines is what we've got here. About the same static sea level thrust as the Hornet engines that we've got here, but they're massively highly tuned to go fast. When we get fast, they have a type of ramjet type effect, and they generate huge power. Not very good at dogfighting though, these old A models. They will cause some problems. And the missiles, they've got long range missiles, whereas the AMRAAMs are medium range missiles, exactly for this reason. They were designed to shoot the bombers down before they even got within anywhere near the firing range of the anti-ship missiles. Simba.
There's something to go with volume and numbers, and I've got more medium-range missiles than he has long-range.
He has. You've got 40% more missiles than Damp does. Damp.
The plaque for the alternates is down in the ladies' room.
Oh, you know what that is? That's fighting talk. And my predictions are, I want the Tomcats to win. I much prefer a Tomcat over a Bog. They're much more sexier. Tom Cruise, all out, maximum muscle. That's exactly what this F-14A was. However, almost always it's the high-tech fighter that wins. Analog is probably not going to do as well. Okay, guys, stand by for the fight. And here we go, valued viewers. The big one, the mighty 70s, 80s Tomcat versus the more modern 2000s Legacy Hornet. 3, 2, 1, go. And we are going. Let's have a look at the carriers first and see what's going on. We've got Nimitz class with Hornets on. It looks like the AIs are going up first and the humans will have to get a spot whenever they can. Another question, which aircraft carrier can get the planes airborne first? That's going to be interesting to see. Let's have a look at Forrestal. Straight out of the late 70s. Terrible models for the Tomcat, but like I said, there's not really much we can do about that. The Tomcats are launching. Look at those TF-30s running up. No compressor stalls yet. Let's check if a Hornet's got launched as well, because like I said, launch rate. Now here's the thing, the Nimitz launched a few seconds behind. Everything else being equal, the Hornets are about 5 to 10 seconds behind. It just takes longer to launch off a more modern carrier. Maybe that's all the red tape and safety procedures, I don't know. I guess it's all about speed now. Which of the aircraft can get up to speed quicker? Both fighters on paper are favouring the more high-tech fighter. The power-to-weight ratio of the Hornet is much above the Tomcat, the Alpha model, with the TF-30 engines in. But once the TF-30 engines really get up to high speed, they actually perform better than the F-18 engines. So we'll see which can climb best. Let's have a look at today's antagonists. We've got 12 and 12 backfires from the 80s, this variant. I think 1982, I think. Of course, the mighty MiG-25 Interceptor probably wouldn't be used on naval strike, but it seemed like a good thing to try for today. That's a Mach 3.2 capable, believe it or not, fighter, the ultimate variant of the MiG-25. So it puts even the mighty Tomcat to shame. We can see these threat rings here. We can see that the Tomcat is so far slightly ahead. Slightly ahead is good. It means we're going to get missiles out before these guys. And it's all about who can stop these guys in time. That's what a real carrier fleet defense would be about. How fast can you get your fighters up? How fast can you get your fighters out into firing range? And how quickly can you get those missiles firing? That's all that really matters. I mean, you don't even have to really destroy these bombers. You just have to stop them launching their missiles and turn them around. Mighty Tomcat, could that be super... No, still transonic. Now here's an interesting thing. One of the Tomcats has actually turned around. Oh, I know what that is. I think they're making an attack formation. Look, he's turned all the way around. Okay, well, we just have to trust that ED know what they're doing at this point. I don't know why he's turning around. He's going backwards and now going up. And now he's doing an Immelman. In my mind, the fighters should all go forwards and attack the baddie. So why they're going backwards? It must be some sort of formation that they're programmed to do. I don't know why on earth that is. At 100 knots. Or either of you two got planes yet?
Nope.
Oh, God, I don't know why you guys are going backwards. Okay, I guess that's the best we can do. Let's have a look at the front guys. This guy's 500 knots, which is worryingly slow at 17,000 feet. So they're still transonic. They're going as fast as they can at the moment. They've really got to get the nose down a bit, the speed up to get those TF-30s working properly. The Hornets are still slightly behind, as you can see, just a bit, but they are catching up at 400. Oh, wow. 32,000 feet, the Hornets. They are just flying a lot better. They're flying a lot better. The AI is better with them. The Hornets have gone all the way up to 34,000 feet, and the maximum speed they can for that climb, 35,000 feet. The Tomcat's 25,000 feet. Wings half folded. Tomcats have been really disappointing. For some reason, the AI seems to be a bit upset. Let's see who's ahead now. Tomcats had easily the best start, and now it's pretty much neck and neck. Tomcats have got maybe 1 or 2 miles on the Hornets. 520. The Hornets have just climbed more efficiently, much more efficiently. I don't know why that is, but there's a lot of time left yet. Interestingly, these red guys are programmed exactly the same, but these guys are reacted differently than these guys. Why is that? Maybe radar cross sections of the Tomcats are bigger, and therefore these guys have seen these guys, where these guys haven't seen these guys. 600 knots there. Yeah, so what's happened is these guys have seen these Tomcats quicker than these guys have seen this Hornets. Probably radar cross section. I was thinking that might be an error, but again, it's probably a real thing. These guys would probably be out here using their radar, and the Tomcat has a bigger radar cross section, so these guys have seen them before, you know. That probably is part of the experiment in that case. That's interesting. How is that going to pan out? I don't know. These guys have seen the Hornets now. They're up to 700 knots. They've now seen the Hornets. In terms of who's ahead, it's almost certainly going to be the right guys. Yeah, the right guys are probably 5 miles ahead. 4 or 5 miles ahead. In terms of speed, 900 knots and 700 knots. Yeah, these are much faster coming towards the Tomcats. That's a really interesting difference. I'd love to know what the radar cross-section difference between... Wow, look at that. The Tomcat and the Hornet is... Oh, Phoenix is out already. Now, here's the major difference between the two. These have long-range Phoenix missiles that will fire at, well, 100 nautical miles. They're firing at 100 nautical miles plus in a TWS, so they're just bombing these missiles out. Now, this is what made the Tomcat so powerful. It wasn't its kinematic ability. It wasn't its speed. It was the massive AIM-54 Phoenix missile that this aircraft was built around. Now look at the difference. It's going to be a long time before the Hornets get to fire their AMRAAM Charlie 5s. It's going to make a huge difference. How effective these long-range fire missiles are going to be, I'm not sure. But look, maybe 20 Phoenixes out already. Also, look how quick the Tomcats have got. Now the TF-30s have spun up. Look at that. They're 10 miles ahead. Look at the speed of these top ones. This is what the Tomcat was all about as well. Once they got high, once they got fast, the huge efficiency of the TF-30 winds them up to Mach 2.3. Twice as fast as the Hornets. Bearing in mind, everything here has identical orders. Identical. This has got twice as fast as the Hornet. And that's what it's all about. These guys, so draggy. They can't get rid of their missiles. That means they're hugely draggy. These guys have got rid of everything. Now they're heading towards the hostile at Mach 2.4, 2.3. And here come... Are these missiles tracking? They're not. They're being notched pretty easily. They are notching those missiles pretty easily. Missiles are failing. I wasn't expecting that. One down. Now these guys are being killed before these guys are even within range of firing. How much of a difference is this going to make? I really don't know. They're notching the missiles easily, probably because these missiles may be so fast. So fast. 1 MiG down, 2 MiGs down. Now this really is interesting stuff. This is science. MiGs are doing amazingly well. Hornets, no ambition of being in battle yet. Too slow, too draggy. Not powerful enough, not optimized enough for high altitude. Okay, the MiGs are firing back, but, you know, this guy's already in ACM range, already dogfighting. These guys still TWSing from the long range. What does it look like out here? Just supersonic jets, smoke trails from the Phoenixes. Amazing stuff. Oh, wiping the MiGs out now. Absolutely wiping them out, guys. First time Tomcat might fall. It doesn't matter, though. He's done his job. He's expendable. Another MiG down. Oh, the difference is crazy! If they wipe everyone out, including the bombers, it's all about who can wipe the bombers out fastest. The difference between the Tomcat and the Hornet's still not even on combat yet. And the Tomcats have almost won. And this is the older model, the less sophisticated model. Poor old Dan might not even get airborne before he's wiped all of the bad guys out. Unbelievable. Look at the correct naval doctrine from the 1970s from the United States Navy in action. 1 MiG left. And the Bogs are finally firing their first missiles. Why that guy's not firing at the top there, I don't know. He's got all the orders to fire. Sorry. These guys are firing at least. That's DCS AI. He shouldn't have gone. I don't know why he's gone to ACM range. But these guys are TWS and their missiles in. This guy's just going to run into a missile. I don't know why he's frigging doing it. It's gone onto a notch. He's evaded it. 1 more MiG left. Oh, look. Look at this. I know, I thought they were going for the bombers, but they're not. They're not. Okay, the Bogs are now in with the Foxbats. Now, don't get me wrong. Hornets are much better than Foxbats at medium range combat. You know, there's a huge generational gap. But still, anything can happen. Why doesn't someone wipe out this stupid guy? And the F-14s are so fast now that they're already heading towards the bombers. Which we will have a look at in a second, I promise. I want to see if this Tomcat can notch it, and it can. Superior vessel, sir. Right. Missiles out for the bombers now. Bomber down. Look at the fleet intercept power of the F-14A. Whoa, look, I got that coming to. Look how far up the Tomcats are compared to the Hornets, who are struggling against the MiG-25s. They haven't even got good missiles. They've got the R-40Rs, which is a terrible missile. A 70s missile or something. Right, here we go. It's a miss. That's a miss. PKs are quite low, I guess. Hit. Bombers. Hit. Oh, the poor old bombers. Bombers are half dead. Damn, if you get airborne, you can just go and help Simba because your guys have already blown the bombers up.
It would be flying in place of Simba instead of helping because it won't let me launch even with nothing on that carrier.
Really?
Same. I'm the same boat.
Game is so frustrating, guys. Right, well, we've done what we can. I didn't really need you in the end by the looks of things.
Just let the stream run.
And the Hornets have beaten the Foxbats, as we knew they would. You know, they've got 10 times better missiles, they've got better radars, they've got better everything. But they've made a meal of it, a real meal of it. And look, the bombers are so far untouched. More Phoenixes going in. It's just a pleasure to watch the Phoenix do what it was designed to do. Okay, that's dead. That's it, bombers. I'm going to pause. Oh, no, sorry, it's not. There's 2 more. Sorry. 14 minutes. All Foxbats are down. Finally, the bombers have got through. Lost maybe 1 flight. 1 more bomber left. And he's not going to last long, bless his cotton socks. I'm really amazed at how polarized this was. Dead. As well as that, these have got bigger warheads, so better against bombers. We've got 15 minutes and 28. 15 minutes and 28 for the Tomcat, and they're going to turn around and head home now. They've done their job. Bearing in mind, these planes here are, depending on how you look at it, maybe 30 years younger than these planes here. 30 years younger. Sorry, older.
The F-14s are going over to help the F-18s.
Those poor old Bogs are struggling, aren't they? They're too slow. Look at them. Full burn, but they're too draggy. Too draggy. Not fast enough. Still supersonic, but not Mach 2.4 supersonic. In fact, the official, I think, was Mach 2.55 for the F-14A, the old model, but you would melt the canopy at that speed. But even faster, some people reported faster. Such a fast aeroplane with those old engines. If you want to know why the F-14A is so much faster than the F-14B and other aircraft, we've done a video on it, and I'll try and remember to link it in the video description. It's basically how they designed these old 70s engines. They're designed to go really, really fast. Terrible in a dogfight. Don't try a dogfight, you'll stall and die. But they are incredibly fast for doing what they're supposed to do, which is exactly what they've done here. Get 300 miles as quickly as possible and get a firing solution. If we go in here, and these guys have used all their AMRAAMs. Again, why he's not firing, I don't know. There they are, the other guys are firing. So let's see how many more minutes it takes. And we can then tell you how much better the F-14A is than the FA-18C at fleet defense.
Yo, I see an AIM-120. It might be heading for this F-18.
That's a bit of friendly fire. Yeah, I'm watching. Yep. It does look a bit of like friendly fire, damn. AIM-9X out on a bomber. Didn't kill it. Warhead's too puny. You need a Phoenix, sir. Okay, the bombers are going down now, finally. Missiles failed. Even the AMRAAM's got a fairly small warhead compared to the mighty Phoenix. Boom. Boom. Missed. PK is better. Probability of kill on the AMRAAM than the Phoenix. Modern digital seeker. Look at the blue. No, the blue afterburner of the backfire. One of the many reasons it's just so impressive to see. Look at that formation flight. It's a fast jet. The Tu-22 is a fast supersonic bomber. Good evasion. Notch that son of a bee. Oh, the poor old bogs are struggling. They're struggling to kill the Tu-22s. Where's a Tomcat when you need it? Come on, Tomcats, we need you. And bearing in mind, some of those Tomcats actually turned around and went the wrong way. And still got out there quicker.
Simba's airborne.
Oh, finally, Simba. Just
be there in 30 seconds.
Well, you won't be with a bloody... You won't be there with a bog, I tell you that. The bombers are going to escape. The Hornets are too slow to catch up the bombers.
It won't let me launch from the deck.
Alright, it doesn't matter. Your job's done, damn, anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, the warhead was too small on the AMRAAM to take... Oh, it doesn't matter. Bombers might actually get through.
Oh, no.
Bless their cotton socks.
Don't say that.
The Hornets do try. Big W's are going to be spinning in his chair. Got another escapee here. Run, backfire, run. Where's a friggin' Phoenix when you need it? Love those blue afterburners. No! No! Run! Backfire, run! Yeah! See you later, douchey modern missile. 70 was better at everything. See you later. 70s bombers. Just shoot the bombers down. One guy's going in for guns. He's out of everything. Wings back. Burners on. Backfires are dogfighting with 20 tons of anti-ship missile on them. Guns, guns, guns. Oh, one's crashed. Really are making a meal of this, guys. Genuine surprise at this, guys. I really didn't think that, you know.
There's a tuple of chasing a Hornet.
Go get some, baby! He's got go get him coming after you. Oh, this is amazing. Look at the bog chasing the Tupolev. It can't catch up with puny, pathetic little engines. I can't suck in enough air. All I can do is run around and waste your time. Unbelievable.
How dare you?
Look, he's not even jetsoning his anti-ship. He still thinks he can do the mission. He has that little faith in the Bogachevs.
Greta is pleased with this performance.
Yeah. That could go on for a long time. Oh, I got shot. And there was no friendly fire. Amazing. Is that the last one, guys?
There's still one damaged one up, but he
won't get targeted.
Not looking so good.
He's not looking good, is he, guys? I don't think he's going much further. Right. No, they won't target him. That's the job done. Right. 15 minutes, 28 seconds for the Tomcat, and that includes all the scramble time. Just above 22 minutes. And there might be a friendly fire because there's an AMRAAM coming in now, so stand by. Pitbull, is that going to pitbull? No, it's not. God, it was so black and white how good the Tomcats were against the Hornet. It was almost unreal. Sorry that you guys didn't get to fly. I know it's weird, but guys, I need you to get out. So I'm just going to check I had everyone set up right. Just want to make sure there's nothing wrong with those Hornets. I don't think there was.
Don't worry, Simba. The plaque's going to be made and it'll have you.
Ooh, poor old Simba. Damn, he didn't even have to bother taking off, guys. Just going to make sure those bogs are set up right. Some weren't firing, but... Okay, so... Restricted camera... Good. Ace. Check. Next. Check.
The real question is Simba and his boys going to even go to the O Club?
Well, are you even going to bother going to the O Club? Yeah.
I mean, my guys took off. I mean, I took off to go into combat. My guys did shoot stuff down. The question is, you who didn't even like get into a cockpit, are you going to go to the O Club and act like you were part of the fight?
Yeah, I'm on alert 5. They just didn't even need
Okay.
me.
The dogs were all set up right. One of them I've got to at max range launch, but it wouldn't have made any difference really. They're all set A skill level. They're all fully armed up, so they just didn't fight very well. They fought badly, and that's just how it is. Final thoughts, Simba.
I wouldn't have said they fought badly. I mean, you're talking about a lot of drag. You can't really launch the 120 at its most effective range when you're at that kind of drag. So, I mean, at the end of the day, they still did their job.
They did actually launch their AMRAAMs pretty. You should be able to launch about 40 miles, about those kind of things, but they weren't launching until about 25. I would consider that flying quite badly, but maybe there was jammers or something that we didn't know about. I don't know. We asked them to do the best they can. Sock.
This happened about as I would have expected it to, except for the whole turning around, circling around, waiting for your battle buddy thing, or you're waiting for your wingman. I mean, that might be realistic, might not. I don't know what the doctrine is, but in the end, it all came out in the wash anyway.
Yeah, so what happened? In terms of losses, I didn't actually see any Tomcat shot down, but there may have been some shot down. There were definitely a few bogs shot down. Maybe a flight of bogs was shot down. So they definitely didn't survive as well. And what happened basically is, once the F-14s were airborne, and at one point the bogs were level with them, but once they got into their power band at Angels 30 or above, they were Mach 2 with missiles on, whereas the Hornets were only ever about Mach 1.1, Mach 1.2. And so they got into firing range twice as quick, which is, of course, how they're designed. And their firing range was 100 nautical miles, 110 miles. Whereas the Hornets should have been able to fire about 40 miles, but for some reason they only fired at 25. I don't know why. That's a them problem at that point. The missiles were crap because they've got a low probability of kill, especially when firing at 100 miles. But if you put all those missiles in the air at once, which is exactly what the Tomcat's designed to do, 100 missiles in the air at once, some are going to get through, and enough got through just to wipe the threat out. And after then, it was just clearing up, and it was super easy. And that was before even the Hornets had finished doing their weird little merges and dogfights and stuff like that. So just better in every way at this job. Don't get me wrong, a Hornet is a better plane for most other things. But for fleet defense, why did you guys get rid of the Tomcat? I don't know. It's crazy. Brilliant test. I'm so glad we did that and everything more or less worked out, guys. Any final thoughts?
The plaque for the alternates is down in the ladies' room.
Have fun in the ladies' room, Simba.
I mean, you were an alternate. You didn't fly.
Ouch. I'll see you later, guys.